The music disc, one of the rarest items in the game of Minecraft. There's 13 of them, and with the recent addition of Pigstem, I decided to start collecting various music discs on the world that I've been playing in. And I want more. So, halfway through January, I decided to start working on a music disc farm. To start off, how do you even get music discs? There's a couple ways you can get them, but the most popular are getting them from a loot chest in dungeons, which is pretty rare and relatively unreliable, or you can trick a skeleton into killing a creeper, with the exception of Pigstem, which you can only find in Bastion Remnant loot chests. Okay, so let's actually go over what designs I've made. These are the crude designs, most of which didn't work. The first one here had the idea of having skeletons get line of sight with a target, such as a player or one golem. The problem with this was that some creepers would also gain line of sight and explode, killing the skeletons. So I decided to move on to the next design. This one actually works, but needs relatively frequent player interaction, as the skeleton can sometimes shoot you. This idea stemmed off the idea that we could get a skeleton to shoot the player, and then have the player to open the fence gate, making the arrows fall onto the creepers below. The only problem with this design is that the skeleton can sometimes shoot an arrow over the trapdoor, hitting you. But this is such a rare occurrence that it wasn't worth it to fix it, in my opinion. This third design is what I had started with, having a skeleton to shoot the player with an arrow, which would eventually get slowed down into the water, falling to the creepers. This took some time to design, and eventually I gave up. This is an interesting concept, however, and I might come back to it later. Okay, so after the first few attempts, I decided to leave the idea for a bit and let a clearer mind prevail. Oh god, was that a Star Wars line? Oh. Volen, use TNT. Okay guys, I came up with a completely original idea. Okay, but seriously, I looked around on the internet and how has no one thought of this? It's actually genius. With this idea, I made a couple more designs, but one thing I haven't touched on yet is the creepers themselves. We have two choices on how to funnel them into the killing chamber, either by funneling them through the top and the TNT from the side, or to funnel them in through the side and the TNT from the top. I chose the second design because there is more room to work with the skeleton and the player, and the creeper spawner already funneled them into a 3x3 area, which we could just drop down into a water chamber. This concept here is to have a skeleton with line of sight shoot a flaming arrow, which can be achieved by passing it through lava. This will hit the fence gate, which will be opened with a redstone signal, allowing it to fall onto a player-placed TNT block, which would ignite, fall into the creepers, and killing them, which we can collect with a hopper minecart, which would distribute them into chests. Okay, so we've pretty much reached a perfect design. Let's just finish implementing a creeper farm and a TNT line that will push the TNT into the correct place. Okay guys, so it's a little bit later and I did actually switch microphones. I was using the wrong one. So what I did here was I just hooked up a creeper spawner in here to funnel all the creepers down into the same place, and then it was just the standard thing from there. It turns out you could just do this and just place the TNT on this block right here. I switched it to crying obsidian so you could see it a little bit easier, but this way you can place the TNT right there and there's no need to place it back here and then have something that would push it over here like I thought originally. I've set up a timer here, just a normal old redstone clock. We probably could set this up with just a decaying tick thingy, but I don't really want to do that right now. Maybe the next design. But yeah, this is pretty much the perfect design. The collection system is pretty much self-explanatory. You could just put in your own hopper minecart system in here. I haven't done it yet, or you could just come in here and manually pick them all up. But it's all pretty easy, so I'm just gonna demonstrate it a little bit. And the RNG is actually the RNG of number 1, the skeleton's arrow catching on fire, and number 2, the arrow actually falling down and falling on the TNT block, is low enough so that it will do the right proper amount of creepers per explosion. So that one did actually hit, and see, there we go, a bunch of creepers explode, and it looks like it worked. So let's switch into creative. Look at all of those. And yes, you do get some gunpowder to boot. So about 13 gunpowder and a lot of music discs. So I'm pretty happy with the way that this farm came out. I hope you guys are too. I will be providing a world download soon. Just keep your eye on the description, and I'll put it in pretty soon. So thank you. Have a good day. Wait a second, this isn't the right account. Let's pretend this is me. Thank you. Have a good day, and I'll hopefully see you in the next video. Bye-bye.